Selena Gomez, welcome back.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. I'll put a couple of things out. We got so much to talk about, but you know these two new tracks. I'll just start off like this. You've done it again. I mean, you've really done it. I mean, you told me years ago that your strength is emoting emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's safe to say that's on display. Right. Would you not agree?
Of course. I mean, I've always stood by vulnerability is the strongest suit in anyone. I think that it's important to be able to be authentic. And I mean, I've spent years covering up everything that I've felt because I just thought it was right, or I didn't want to feel it. I was too strong. And every time I take that moment where I'm just releasing all the guards and just talking and sharing, and that's the beauty of what I get to do. I think it's everything to me.
Got a couple of fan questions for you.
Awesome.
And this is a fan question that I've seen pop up in multiple fan bases, and I think it shows a nice shift for some people and how fans are thinking. Mm-hmm. The question is, are you taking care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually? They are concerned.
Absolutely. But that's why I released these songs. You know, I think I wanted to release something that showed people, yeah, I went through it, but also I'm on the other side, and that's the best part, is sharing that with people. So I don't know. I think that's just always what I'm going to be.
Selena, you released Lose You to Love Me first. That came out, that was the first part one, I guess we'll call it. This is such a raw, you bared everything here. Mm-hmm. Let's play this track. Talk about it. Tell me what people need to know. I think we know, we hear it. Yeah. But give me your POV even more in depth if you can.
Okay. I wrote the song a year ago, and I don't think I would have even remotely been able to release it then. And I loved it. It was a very true depiction of what I walk through. And it would be stupid of me if I didn't acknowledge that, because that's how I felt.
Right.
So I'm not going to pretend that it's all good when it wasn't. And then now I got to share another side of me where it said, I'm going to tell you how I felt, but then I'm going to tell you how I feel now. And those are two different things.
I'm assuming, I've heard, but let me get it from you. Yep. You're working on a body of music, an album, some may call it. Give me a little progress report. How's that looking right now?
It's done.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
Everything done?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What can you say about it?
Nothing, because that's what everybody's been telling me.
Nothing. Write that down.
No, it's I like to say I released the songs first that I thought were a good way for me to just close a chapter. But I don't even think I've released the best music that I've done. And I can strongly say that because I spent years doing it. And I've put my all into it more than I ever have. Revival was just a stepping stone for me. And now looking back, it just challenged me to go even further. And I got to write most of this was the most I've written, and I did about 24 songs total. And I don't know, it's just one of my biggest accomplishments in music so far.
Therapeutic to write these things down?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's weird. You feel all the different emotions, and like we're, writing and recording it, I've cried, I've not been able to get through things, and then you just see full circle where it takes you.
Please tell me that when you cried during the recording of a track, some of that gets left in on the actual final product.
No, I'm not a pretty crier.
So it's one of those.
Exactly.
All right. Well, album, we don't. Basically, that's all she can tell me. Aside from that, you get nothing. You gotta wait. But details coming soon, you guys. Before these two tracks came out, I assumed you have an inner circle of friends that you play these things to.
Yes.
I'm curious, and I'm not talking about the people you worked with, writing, recording, but somebody, family maybe.
Yeah.
Who'd you play it for? What was their reaction? Because they're the ones, I think one of the lines in the song was, I gave it my all, they know that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you're referring to them or not, but the people that knew what you went through, not publicly, but the private good stuff, or bad stuff maybe. What was their reaction?
Very emotional. I think the one that hit me the hardest was my papa.
Oh.
Just watching him see the video for the first time, and he just kept crying and crying, and I was like, it's okay. But I'm crying because my papa's crying, and It's just, he just looked up and he said, I'm really proud of you.
Oh,
And he just said, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And it was such a sweet moment. But yeah, I played it for my friends as well. And that was the biggest response I got. I think that my friends and my family are so proud that they've seen it all. So they're just really grateful that I stepped into something better.
does your pawpaw? Does he live in a? I called my pawpaw
Yeah,
back in the day.
Papa.
Does he live in Texas? Like, where's he?
He
At?
lives in Texas, but the older my grandparents get, the more I want them to live with me. So they will spend 6 months with me until I eventually can have them move in with me.
Oh, beautiful.
That's my goal.
And maybe it's too early to talk about this, but a tour of sorts. Are we working on considering?
Yes, I 100%. I think, that's my favorite part. It's so hard because touring is difficult, and I love doing it, but you're so isolated. And for 90 minutes of the day, I feel everything that I want to feel with people that appreciate the music, but then the rest of it can just be really taxing. And my mental health and my health in general is the most important thing to me. So I am 100% considering it, especially knowing all the work that I've put behind this. All I want to do is jump around and sing it with everyone.
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to a lot of artists, obviously, and I think a lot of them, when they're on the road, they kind of want to go back home.
Yeah.
And when they're back home,
right,
they want to go back on the road. It's sort of a vicious cycle. Is that similar?
100%. It is. It's like, and I thought it was just me being a girl because that's what I do all the time. I'm like, well, I'm going to change my mind. Actually, I need that. Yeah, but that's natural, and I think that's why I enjoy doing it,
Of course, you come out with this track, Lose You to Love Me. Intense, painful, bearing it all. Then, boom, surprise, you come out with this track called Look at Her Now. We'll call it a part 2, a continuation. I'm not sure how you want to phrase it, but let's go into this track. Tell me what I need to know.
So, initially, we were just releasing Lose You to Love Me, but I felt like I had been closing this chapter of my life for years. And I wanted Look at Her Now to be immediately after. And initially, I just did it for my fans. That's the whole reason why I have the song out, because I wanted to let them know that I was okay and that I appreciate them standing by my side through all of it. And you end up having such a close relationship with your fans through social media. It's insane. And that's something that I wanted them to know, that, yeah, I'm going to share everything I felt, but I'm excited because this is where it's taken me. And how I view those 2 songs are just the end. And then the rest is just me,
It's kind of, it's an exciting time, a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The videos for these songs.
Mm-hmm.
As we tape this, I've seen the video for Lose You to Love Me.
Yes.
Watched it like 10 times last night.
Weird.
I was trying to, get in your mind and all that stuff. Didn't work so well. Who knows? But I was watching this video.
Don't tell that to people ever.
I'm sorry. It was just beautiful video.
Thank you.
It just simple, just cut to it. I mean, video is about your pain and what you went through, and just looking at your face, and you can see the range of emotions on your face because you kind of lighten up towards the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the fact that it was shot on iPhone, just the whole thing was shot on an iPhone.
Yeah,
just crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That is. I mean, the days of having to bring in a giant camera crew and 45 people, which of course that still happens. I get it. But that video, you shot it on what you carry in your pocket.
Literally.
Nuts.
And that was so surreal because I was like, how's this going to work? But then watching it, technology is insane, and it just keeps getting better, which is frightening. But I thought it was so neat. I'm like around all these people, and there's this tiny, tiny phone filming me while I'm singing. I'm like, this feels like I'm doing it at my house.
Any other thoughts on the video itself you want to point out before I ask about the other video?
No, that one's pretty straightforward. It's kind of the idea of me almost in a confessional. And that was the whole point, was to share every emotion that I'd felt and how I feel.
What about the video for Look at Her Now? Was that shot just on an iPhone as well?
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
That was fun. That was the best part. I mean, it felt so good because I had done the videos back to back. So going from Lose You to Love Me to Look at Her Now, I had the best time.
And black and white to color.
All the colors and the dancers and the atmosphere that was just surrounding it, and being able to write those songs with 2 of the people I trust more than anything. And now I get to celebrate it.
Well, I'm going to go shoot a video after we're doing this and forget, whatever. Selena Gomez is hanging out, you guys. You look like you're in just a great space right now.
Thank you.
Am I reading you correctly here?
For sure. I mean, my time of month is coming soon, so I don't know about that.
Oh, man. TMI time. So aside from that, everything's great. Perfect.
Whatever, guys. I feel great.
Good for you.
I'm so happy.
Quick recap here, of course. 2 singles are out. Lose You to Love Me, which is part 1, the more painful of the 2, and then Look at Her Now.
Yes.
Album, we don't have a release date. I asked for details, and I said, what can you tell me about? Soon. She didn't tell me anything other than just get ready because it's going to be just amazing. So the album is on the way. It's done. Tour, thinking of a tour.
Yes.
We don't have any details. When it's ready, it's ready. You'll hear about that. Hey, Selena, thank you for hanging out.
Of course. Thank you.
At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nice.